Hello, welcome on back to another Minecraft Testing Grounds video. Last Testing Grounds video, which this is kind of a continuation of, I had put a bunch of annotations on and whatnot. Um, we were playing around with the idea of a safe building and came up with this, with the dispensers on the ground and the ceiling, the walls too, whatnot. Decided to add a clock to this setup as well, because why not? You want to be able to see what time it is, right? Just in case you want to hide out in there until day. So we came up with this. It's definitely functional. There is a problem with this, which I did not realize at the time. But the dispensers with the redstone on it, you can't actually access with the redstone on it. So you would have to break the redstone in order to re-access them. Another issue, well, these ones you could up here because the redstone's not a problem from down below. The problem with that is it's too much of a problem to refill. And there's no chest storage, there's no anything anywhere. This one over here, which apparently I accidentally left locked, uses the same concept, only it's in the floors and one in the wall for the 10 that I was thinking of for the items. So the same walkover and it toggles them all concept. It also closes the doors, so when you're on the pressure plate, you can actually turn around and lock the iron doors from inside without having to worry about it. There's another clock here because I need to find a use for clocks. Added a ladder up to the second floor. Now, before on the second floor in this one, there was just nothing up there except for a couple torches and the redstone for the rest of the dispensers. For here, I decided to forego it since all 10 were down below. Got an ender chest for storage, you got a brewing stand, and a large chest for storage, as well as a bed to set your spawn point and to make a day if you so desire. I also wanted to see what this kind of building layout would look like with these lights next to it, which is what we came up with for the road design. This is definitely an improvement, in my opinion, over what we have for the first one. As long as you don't fall off or forget to unlock them if you were about to jump off the top, you should be more or less okay. You could also come in here, and if you can avoid the pressure plate, you can actually lock them yourself, but this still stems from the same issue of having to break the redstone in order to get access to the dispenser down below. I then toyed with the idea of, well, maybe we don't need a building. Maybe a building is not necessary. We can see about that. And was thinking about this design. This might actually work out in a few cases where maybe it's just a few supplies, maybe you're not in dire emergencies and whatnot. So you just have a chest here, a 2-wide chest, a large chest, of course, and some supplies in here like food, equipment, whatnot, what have you. It also allows you a spot to dump off some building blocks and whatnot. We might actually use that in a few cases here and there, depending on where it is. Like, maybe this is about 100 blocks away from one of these designs that we end up going with. And that's about it to that one. It's not much. It's a covered large chest with a bit of stairs and a bit of design to make it look pretty. And more or less accessible. This one is a lot more compact, though I think it's a bit wider. No, it's not. It's only 5 blocks wide. It's the same as the other two. In this one, we have one iron door, so there's only one way in. You got a clock. As soon as you step on this, goes as a door. You're going to go ahead and lock the door with the lever up above. We got a single wide chest in here. We could make it a double. However, there was an issue with the beds that I discovered in this version. We set the time to 16,000, which is about midnight or so. And we go to sleep. You can see our head stuck in the brewing stand. But when we come through, we are actually within the chest and the brewing stand. So if we had another chest here or something, we would not be able to walk out like we just did. So this would work. This has 2 large chests down below and the one chest up above, so you could access all 3 things from down below and above with just being on top of the ladder. You're also out of line of sight of mobs. You can even go ahead and flip the lever again and then wait for the door to open, so you have a bit of a moment to back off again if you accidentally step off the pressure plate. This design is very small and compact. There is no roof, so you can't actually see out around you. So I'm kind of against this design, but this might be usable in a maybe a mountainside where you just need a small recovery room. Whereas these are more meant to be standalone setups, where like they're not really meant to be inside of anything or anything else. They're just kind of there in the middle of the way of the road and whatnot. We got this one, which takes the 3x3 design, gets rid of the dispensers completely, still uses the locking door mechanism with the lever. We got 2 furnaces in here, a crafting bench which is underneath the table, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 double chests of brewing stand, and a small trap chest, a clock of course. On the second level we have another chest and an ender chest and a bed. This offers a lot of storage availability for people, as well as a couple furnaces and a crafting table to actually do things with. That's not entirely an issue. I do like this design. This probably would be more like a small mining outpost operation, where you can easily transfer items through the ender chest. You have quite a bit of storage here. Like I can see this being cobble slash dirt, gravel, andesite, maybe diorite, and granite. Then you got 2 other chests over here for other items for like food and whatnot, as well as a chest for potions and potion ingredients, as well as a brewing stand. Making those happen, you can even smelt up 2 stacks of items at once, as well as craft blocks of that material. Same kind of door mechanic too with this pressure plate, so like if you accidentally step off of it at the right time, you can actually get a moment to be like, oh wait, no, never mind. So I like this design as well, but I think each of these has their own unique purpose. Like that one is definitely more of a quick emergency kind of thing, where you can quickly run through. The dispensers toggle, you get re-geared. This one is similar, but it takes a bit more of the idea and concept of, okay, you're going to be here for a bit, may as well make it a bit of a home. This one's more of a, okay, you're going to be locked into this place for a bit as well. And you can stock up and store whatever you need to, maybe empty out your inventory a bit and whatnot, as well as pick up all the items you need, brewing stand, etc. Make a day if you need to, store stuff off in the ender chest. I like this design, I really do. The problem with these 3 that we've looked at, the last 3 this far, is the fact that if the doors were to be locked on you and there's no way in, you do have to break down the door or the block. And if you don't remember exactly how these are set up, you could actually break, like, for example, if I was to break this block here, we'd get rid of the lever and you'd have to set that back up. It's a bit of a pain in that regard. We'll get to that in a moment, by the way. This is the last one I came up with, and this is probably my most favorite one. It is a bit bigger. It is a 7x7. So slightly larger than the ones we have been looking at, but this does offer me quite a bit of extra room. You walk in here and immediately the piston door behind you closes. So there's no vision outside anywhere in this, so there's no chance of anything seeing you in here, there's no chance of you seeing anything outside, of course. This corner contains a bit of redstone, which has a redstone line going to this block, which pushes that piston down in the front. 1 glowstone block for lighting in this. The only problem is you can actually accidentally step on this pressure plate and cause that to close and open. I had this right next to the doorway, but it was causing a bit of a bud switch with the piston on the bottom. Because of how redstone works, this pressure plate was actually powering the block below it, which was then diagonally powering the piston. So the only way to open up that last block, the bottom one, of this door was to actually step off the pressure plate. And when you have a block next to the door, next to the pressure plate where the doorway is supposed to be, it's kind of hard to do so. So I had to bring that out one. This also has a trap door with the means to get down below. For the actual means of the latch system for the door. And I had a ladder here originally, but I had redesigned down there multiple times. I just didn't put it back. This has an infinite water source here in this wall. It's only 3 blocks wide, so you have to take it from the middle. Use the stairs to allow you to open up that area and actually grab the middle water source. It has 3 spots for food. I'm using potatoes here because that'd probably be the best ingredient possible for basic food survival. This offers 8, 12 double chests, an ender chest, a brewing stand, and 2 furnaces and a crafting table, as well as a bit of food, and of course a clock and a bed. So this is my favorite design for an emergency hideaway and recovery place, because this offers food, plenty of storage, a brewing stand, of course, for more potions, because I'm sure I'm going to have ingredients here for potions, the ender chest for easy storing of valuables and whatnot, The only wasted space would probably have to be up here with the redstone and the redstone torch in the corner. I tried coming up with a better solution for this, but it either involved it being in the corner of the wall over there and then putting a line on the roof for the redstone, or just bringing it in one. I don't know of any other better way to do that. Oh, and the other bad thing is, if you accidentally do open it and you want to actually leave, the only other way to do it is to sidestep over and press the pressure plate again. But this is definitely my favorite design. And we probably will be using this probably the most often. We could decorate it a bit more and make it look a bit more fancy. I'm just using stone brick for this one because I felt it better to use than the andesite, especially considering there are stairs in this block type. 1.9, as far as I'm aware, is not adding in any other different stairs except for... Oh, no, wait, there are no new stair blocks, are there? Not yet, anyway. We might add some. But yeah, I went with stone brick with that one because there are no stairs in the andesite, polished andesite version or anything else, just like how the cobblestone, just large chest cover-up, is using that because it has stairs. And plus, it's been out of the ordinary. Reminds me of the desert water wells, which contain no water, of course. But it reminds me of those, so I went with that. Though it kind of gives me more of a jungle theme, maybe. This building here was designed by a couple viewers of mine, Demois and Rithius. You might actually remember those names from my Forest LP that I have going on. They designed this building, and as awesome as it looks and functional as it is, I have a bit of a few qualms with it. First off, you may have noticed I just walked through a tripwire hook. Let's walk through it again. This will reopen the door, and you see that latency. Not a lag issue, but a latency between the redstone getting the signal and the doors actually happening to close. They do offer all of the helm pants, boots, chest plates, and the items up above as well, so arrows and whatnot. They even stock these as well. Potions, bow, sword. So all of these exist here, just like I want, but this does suffer the same issue as in the other one. You can't manually refill these, you actually have to use these hoppers, unless you break the redstone, of course. The hoppers offer a bit better of an additional storage, so I had complained to the first one about only being able to store in 9 items. These hoppers can go into a double chest or whatnot, and then that double chest can feed into these. That's not a problem. That offers a lot more storage opportunities. There was a ladder somewhere around here. It's over here. There's even a brewing system up here for brewing stands. These lanterns, by the way, we have not actually made in Vanilla Minecraft LP. But you can also store the arrows, the boots, or I'm sorry, those are bows, potions, and the swords here. And I think a few of those are missing because I had tested it out to see if everything worked. This is very quick to respond, by the way, unlike the doors where I just press a button and everything just happened. That's not a problem. Clear out my inventory. I do like the design of this. There's a lot of wasted space in my opinion though, but it does allow you quite a few opportunities to actually look out and see if there's anything out there, like here. Can't really see out this way though, that's unfortunate, but you can see out there and there. What? Oh, I know why we can't see out here. If we actually head outside, they added this water thing as well. I'm not entirely sure what this is for, maybe infinite water source. I'm going to assume that's what this is for, and they made it decorative. It's not too bad. I do like it. It's an interesting thing. It also allows you to fill up water bottles, but you actually have to be outside the building in order to have that happen. Which this one over here does not have to have that happen anymore because the water's inside and you don't require a cauldron or anything. My biggest gripe about this one is the size. The size, as I said, I believe I said anyway, is 24 by 24 by 25. That is counting all that redstone that's below, which you can kind of see over there. We'll take a closer look at it in a moment. All the way up to the tippy top here. I know a lot of this could probably be shrunk down, but this is what? 1, 2, 3, 4, so 8 blocks on the width and length side that can be cut out. So that's 16 by 16 by 25 this far. These could be cut down another 4 blocks, possibly 4. So that cuts down the height to 21. But the biggest problem is this redstone down here. They're using slime blocks to cause this oak plank here to create a signal that goes all the way through up to here, where they created a essentially a latch, toggle latch. This sends the signal on up, and this is what actually locks the doors. The problem stems from this having to push all that down, this sending out a signal, this to here, which is another tick delay, then this into this, which is another tick delay, and then you got the pistons having to extend and retract, which is more delay. Then you got this comparator having to read that, which is a delay, then this redstone repeater, which is another tick delay, into this redstone torch, over to this repeater, this torch tower, all the way up to here, these redstone repeaters and torches causing even more delay. This is what's causing the doors to be so slow in updating in this design. Not to mention the complexity of all of this. If I was to replicate this by hand in vanilla Minecraft, I would not be able to create an episode out of it. I would maybe be able to do it once, and then that was it. I would not be able to do this more than once. There's a lot of resources to make all of these furnaces, and yes, I know it's only cobblestone, but it takes a lot of work. By the way, all this glowstone was not here initially. I added it so you could actually see on the video. That's a lot of cobblestone to create all those furnaces. It's also a pain in the ass to place because, you know, if you right-click on a furnace with a furnace, you open the placed furnace's GUI. That's another problem. There's a lot to remember in this particular setup as well because of all the redstone pillars, the redstone lines, the repeaters, the torches, and you gotta remember that the doors are. It looks like they actually might have used some sort of markings in here for them to remember where they are. And these here, these are actually the hoppers that feed those central 4 dispensers. These are, let's see, I believe that is the first one. Yes, it is. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hoppers per dropper line or dispenser line. That is 20 ingots of iron, not to mention this chest here, and then you have to use a drop chest next to it. That is an extra ingot of iron as well, so you got 21 ingots just for one side plus of the chest. 41 for just one side. That's 82 ingots for both sides, just for the hoppers and the 2 trapped chests. But this does allow for quite a bit of storage. There's also this delay here with the redstone because it has to force any items in these droppers on up as far as it can. If these droppers were actually to get an item stuck into it, this would actually constantly toggle over and over again. And that can create some noise, as well as since the redstone's updating and create some lag. There's a lot of issues with that, with this particular redstone design, as well as the building size that I have. As awesome as it looks, I do like the look of it, but I don't see this something being able to be built repeatedly in at least 6 times without having to make a reference guide. For every single block that was placed. I could come through here and probably clean up a lot of this redstone myself, and maybe simplify things. Like, I don't know if I really need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 spots for storage. That's 9, 18, 27, 36, 42. 42 slots for items in just the dropper slash dispenser column. I got another 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 stacks of items for the hoppers, and of course the 36 items for the chest. What was that? That was a lot. 35, 36, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 45 items for that. So to fill this up to completely with the non-stacking items, I would need quick math on camera here, because again, 116 items. Just to fill up one of these stacks with items completely. And like I said, if this bottom dropper gets stuck with items in it at all, which means that these hoppers are only really meant along with the chest, the hopper, and the dropper itself, is really only meant for getting items into the system rather than storing them. Let's see, which one is this one meant to be? Let's head up and look. Alright, it's on this side. Those are meant to be boots. So let's see, let's get a bunch of boots. Bunch of iron boots. And let me go ahead and demonstrate this. So, okay, we just put 5 in there. Goes through pretty fast. So this did not exactly happen as I thought it would. So it's actually locked up. That is interesting. I wonder if they accounted for that then. They might have actually accounted for that. Though I don't know what these are down here for. Ooh, that's another thing. It looks like because this one has been filled, it locked up the other one. So if I run low on one item and not the other, that could cause a problem as well. Regardless though, there's just a lot of issues with this one. It's a bit of an overly complicated system. Like, I don't think all of this is necessary. You could honestly probably... Well, you could honestly bring this up one block and not have an issue. So that's a whole another layer of furnaces and slime blocks, which I forgot to mention. There's a slime block in each and every single one of these. That is that many more blocks I would have to make of slime, which means more materials to farm up besides the wood, the redstone, the iron, etc. So we're not going to go with this design. We might use this design for maybe an arena if we were on a multiplayer server, because you can come quickly in here, quickly gear up for the next fight, and whatnot. By the way, these buttons on the side, these buttons actually toggle the locking mechanism for the doors. So if you accidentally were to leave this place with it locked or somehow died inside, or what have you, you don't actually have to break in a block to get back in. You can actually just push the button and it'll lock the doors again. But again, there's that delay. So I'm not entirely sure if I would want that. I can push a button actually and walk through and hit the tripwire. So it's an interesting thing with this design. But yeah. Unless there are any other suggestions or ideas or thoughts by the viewers, okay, you guys, so far my favorite design is this one. It's probably the one we're going to be using, but I will definitely wait to see if there are any other ideas out there for potential designs. And it is unfortunate, by the way, that the rails don't work as I thought they would. I tried looking up to see when exactly that got changed. I couldn't find anything. As far as I'm aware, it's supposed to be still in the game, but apparently it's not working as intended, or it was removed, and I'm not finding the patch that it was removed in. For those that are wondering what that building may look like, by the way, I actually imported this from a different world that it was sent. This is what it looks like without having all the walls and whatnot next to it. You can tell this is pretty big. This is actually the minimum size I could... Actually, no, wait. This isn't the minimum size. This platform size is actually the one that they had in the world. They had this up in the air and whatnot. Yeah. I like the building design, I really do. But I just don't feel it is in the size limitation of what I was trying to go for. Even I felt the 7x7 was too big, but considering everything I was able to fit into this one, I like it a lot more. Not to mention the door being automatic. Plus with this door, if you were to accidentally get out of this building or somehow die in this process, you could make these two blocks different than some bricks, so you could actually see where to break in without having any issues of getting in. You don't have to worry about using or breaking the iron door, which can take a while depending on what pick you have and whatnot. But yeah, so far I like this one the most. But I am up for more suggestions and ideas. I think that is it though for this video. I just wanted to bring you guys back in for a bit and cover some other ideas I had, as well as go over the viewer suggested building over here. Is there anything else I want to talk about in this video or try to attempt to do? I don't think so. I don't think so at all. I think that's everything. Oh, by the way, with this particular design, I do like this because if you're it's daytime and you need just a crafting table or furnace, you can actually stand here and access all of these here, as well as the crafting table, the two furnaces and whatnot, and even see the time of day. That is lovely. The only thing you can't do is actually reach anything up top, so you wouldn't be able to reach the ender chest or that chest or the bed, but so be it. The same kind of thing happens in here. You can actually reach all of these chests, I believe. I don't know about this top one, actually. I know you can in creative, but yeah, you can actually get to most of these chests. These ones on the sides you can't get access to, but you can access the ender chest, the brewing stand, of these chests over here. You wouldn't be able to access the food, of course, but you're able to access the furnaces and the crafting without even closing the door behind you. So if it's during the day and whatnot, and you know you're safe and whatnot, you don't even have to close the door behind you in order to access most of the features of this particular setup. Whereas the rest of these three here, that you end up having to pretty much close the door behind you. You could avoid the pressure plate, but the only way to really activate these altogether would be to step on the pressure plate, and that of course will cause all of the doors to close behind you. Same with this design here, of course. But yeah, I think that is it. And what I wanted to talk about. I might further expand upon this idea, by the way. There was one thing I wanted to do with this is, well, because this has an open air. Oh, by the way, I actually almost forgot to mention. The first design, that second design, and this one here does suffer from one flaw. If you were to have a spider chasing you, they are able to climb the walls and get up and over. I could easily put a lip on this and they wouldn't be able to get it up and over. But that was not a part of the original design, and that is indeed an issue. If you're up here, you can be attacked by spiders, so it is a thing to take note of. This particular building, there was no way for spiders to get in on you, neither with this one. But again, you can't actually come up to the rooftop without maybe block pillaring and breaking one of the blocks or so, and being able to see around you. So I might fiddle with this design a bit, maybe put trapdoors or something for a ledge that spiders can't get up, but so you can still get up there and see. We'll have to find out, and there might be a third video in this particular testing grounds series, if you will. But yeah, I think that'll be it for now. I can't think of anything else. If you guys have any more suggestions, though, for buildings and whatnot, designs, maybe even block choices, maybe, for this or whatnot, keep in mind this is the road, and these are the actual lights that we are using for the roads. So do keep those block choices in mind if you're going to make any suggestions for what block type to use or building designs. This one actually goes really well with the lights. Maybe not 100% well with the road itself, but individually I do like it. But yeah, I try to tie things in together as much as possible. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. This has been more of a talking testing grounds video than actually testing anything and whatnot, but wanted to clarify a few things. I prefer small for the building size, and functional, as well as, you know, it's supposed to be an emergency spot, not a large decorative thing. The most decorative I got is probably with this thing here in any of these buildings. But yeah, I prefer it small, easily replicatable, because imagine trying to build 8 of those or so in a world. It gets tiresome, it becomes a resource problem as well, and it's not exactly the easiest thing to replicate over and over again. Probably get better after 6 times, but depending on how far apart you space them, you might forget. Oh, by the way, I do like the red and white choice of glass color in that building for the emergency kind of colors. Yeah, that'll be it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Until next time, take it easy.